Hello everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Kotobukiya J-decker. This came out I think last year, and it's the 5th series in the Brave franchise. So we're going to be taking a look at the box, what comes with it as far as guns and hands and stuff like that. We'll be talking about the articulation and doing some size comparisons, and then we'll be going into final thoughts. So this one was one that I'd actually meant to get quite a while ago and never did. So I finally was able to find one and then build it. So we're going to be taking a look at that. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things, we want to take a look at the box. I love this box art. It looks amazing, just like the Great X Kaiser. That was the first one that came out in this line back in 2020. It looks amazing. I have to show it off. I wish I could get wallpaper of it. It's just awesome, awesome artwork. So that's the box there. And then on the back there, we've got some posing and stuff for J-decker. So you've got that there. You got part of the artwork there on the side. You got the other artwork on the other side, and then you've got the some of the weapon stuff. You can also use the Brave Girl stuff that Kotobukiya makes. You can use some of the parts for J-decker to do that. So you got all of that. Now for this, I actually got this on Amazon in America. So I didn't have to go to Japan for this one. I remember when this first came out, and J-decker is not really one of my favorite designs, but as someone who's kind of a completionist, I like to get all of them. I wanted the main protagonist of all of the franchises, whether I like their design or not, just so I can have it, because with Brave, we don't actually get that much stuff for Brave. I remember when Kotobukiya had they had a questionnaire back in 2019 asking what our favorite Brave series were, or the designs and stuff. So they went ahead with that. Bandai has also done that, so that's also really, really awesome. It's been a while. We hadn't really got anything from Brave since the SRC line died from Bandai. So it's really, really cool. It's really, really cool to get to start getting Brave stuff again. So of course I have to get pretty much everything. So, but yeah, so that's it for the box. So I'll put that away, and then we will take a look at the manual. So of course you've got the manual right there. So like I said, awesome artwork on the front there. You've got the painting ratios if you wanted to do some painting. I actually do like the color stuff for model kits. It's really awesome. You do have to do some prep work as far as to get the stuff working and stuff. If you've got you got a bunch of paint lying around. I've been building model kits for quite some time, so for me, it's not that difficult, but honestly, I don't really have the time to do it anymore. So now I just kind of do my stuff out of the box. So hopefully you can see that. All right. But yeah, so that's the manual. Okay. And then we'll get into some of the weapons and stuff that it has, and we'll get into that. Okay. So this is all the stuff that J-decker comes with. So first we've got this baton here. If I can get that to focus. There we go. So some of these would actually need to be painted because these are not the actual colors that they were in the show. So the painting shouldn't be too difficult here. You just got some light painting here and there. I just don't really have time for it. But so this is his baton. So you've got that there. You've got the J Buster. He actually has two forms of this. So you've got this one here. And what I really like about Kotobukiya kits is that they're pretty simple to build. They didn't take me that long to build this. I would say it maybe took me two sessions of maybe about an hour and a half a piece. And I'm actually a pretty slow builder, so you've got that there. So you've got that part. This actually is the second part for the J Buster. You can take this part off here. and then put this part on there. Boom. And then you've got the J-Buster. So he's got two versions of that. All right. So you've got those, and then you've got these parts here. These are actually side skirts, if I'm not mistaken. And then those are for a Fire J-decker, because J-decker actually came out with two upgrade sets. He came out with one that had deckered, so you could do the max cannon mode. And if I can find pictures of it, I'll actually put it up right now. But yeah, he had that one, and then you have the one that's Duke, and that came with the Fire J-decker parts. So he had two upgrade sets, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's for Fire J-decker, and you have actually 5 extra set of hands here. So you've kind of got the expression hands. Okay. So you've got those. You've got the wide expression hands there. So you got that. You got the hands for the guns. Okay. So you've got this there. Okay. And then you've got the the Protecto Shade hands, the stop hands. So you've got a set of those, so that's cool there. And then you've got the finger pointing hands. So you've got 5 sets of hands on top of the closed fist ones that I actually have on him right now. So you've got those. So this is all that he comes with. And yeah, so a pretty decent set considering that there's 2 upgrade sets. This has the majority of what he needs. So that's always a good thing. So we will get into articulation. So let's go into that. So for articulation, let's start off with the head. All right. So he can move up, and he can move from side to side. Could he go 360? Let's see. Yes, he can. All right, so that's good. So it's kind of stiff, and you have to be cognizant of this front part here because this front part connects to the top, and it will come off. So, and that's usually where I grab it, so it tends to come off when I'm moving the head. But his articulation is good for that there, so pretty good there. For the shoulders, now he's got an actual mechanism where his actual shoulders will pop out like that. This will actually come forward. So, if you're grabbing a sword or something like that, he can pretty much do that. So if you look there, this is the mechanism for his shoulder. So that comes all the way out. So that's pretty good there. So you can do that. Also, he's got decent bend for the elbow. So he's got that there. Now, also what he has is he has a wrist part. I actually really, really like that, especially for a lot of those sword poses. He needs the hands kind of close together. So that is a really good part there. So I really do like that there. So he's got that. He's got, but that's pretty much where his wrist articulation does come from. It can move, of course, but you're not going to get a ton out of there. But you can get some decent amount. So he's got that there. Okay. So for the shoulders, you can raise them about that high. Okay. So he's got that. Now, he does actually have some ab articulation, but it's actually at the top, not down here. So he can actually look up like that. Okay. And then he can actually have an ab crunch down. Okay. So he can do that. And then what that is, there's this mechanism here. And so that's what allows him to do that. So that'll actually move pretty freely, but you're not going to get any ab articulation at the bottom. It's going to be kind of in the right below the folding car part there. So he does have some decent ones there. Now, for the legs, all right, of course, that is the leg, so it'll go out about 90 degrees. Okay. And then backwards. Now what will happen is that as you tend to move this, the actual joint will actually get loose. So you have to be look out for that. But as far as the legs there, you can go about like that. Okay. As far as the spread, let's see. He can go out to about there. So not too bad, right? You can get some decent articulation out of there. So he's got that. Do have the side skirts. I actually removed the side skirts before I shot this, and it actually doesn't go any higher than that, right? So even without the side skirt on there, it's going to go about like that high. Okay. And then for the ankles, he's got some decent articulation there. He can kind of go side to side, you know, but you're not going to get a ton out of that. Of course, I don't know why you do that, but because he's not going to be able to stand like that, but you got that. But what he doesn't have any kind of toe articulation. It's this part right here that will move up and down, but as far as getting any articulation out of the actual toe, he doesn't get any. All right. So even though he's not a heavy kit, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But yeah, so that's pretty much what he gets for toe articulation. Right. So, and I don't know if that's the design or not. He doesn't really have any room to move in the back there. So that's what you've got there. So that's it for articulation. So let's go into some size comparisons. So I guess we'll get into that. Okay, now for some size comparisons. So first, let's take a measurement of this guy and see where he stands, right? So I would say he is roughly from head to toe, he's about 6 1/8 inches. And then to the top of the wings in the back there, I would say he's about 6 3/4, rough somewhere around there. So, you know, a little bit over 6 inches. So you got that there. Now, for some size comparisons here, let's put him next to the S&P Firebird. One of my favorite Brave designs, of course. I always got to bring him out. And next to the SRC, Genetic Gao Gai Gar. So Gao Gai Gar is a little bit bigger, but not by much. So he will fit in great with these kits. Now there is also a SRC J-decker, and actually I was contemplating which one I was going to buy, because since I don't really have time to make a lot of model kits anymore, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to buy this guy. So I was going to get the SRC instead, because I think that was one of the last ones that they did. It was either that one or Mike Guine was the last one that they did in that SRC line before they canceled it back in like 2014 or something like that. But he will fit in perfectly with these guys. And the plastic is a little bit on the muted, or like it has like a matte finish for my model builders out there. So it has it's a different plastic than the Bandai S&P kits. They just seem to be a little bit shinier, the Bandai ones do, than this one. That's not necessarily a bad thing, just a different color set. So those are the differences between those. Okay, so that's pretty much what I've got for size comparisons, and we will get into final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts on this guy. If you are a Brave fan, if you like J-decker specifically, I would say pick him up. I do like the Kotobukiya kits a lot. They're not extremely difficult. They're well balanced. I haven't had really any issues. The level of detail that I had to do for this guy, I just did some quick panel lining, and that's pretty much it. So you get a lot. It's ran me roughly about, I'd say about 60 $65 or so. It was about that. Now the upgrade sets, there are two, like I said earlier in the video. There's one with Decker, and then there's one with Duke. And the Duke one is the one that I wanted the most because those are the parts that you need in order to combine him into Fire J-decker. And so that's what we got. So actually this box got messed up pretty good in shipping from Amazon. That's one thing about Amazon in America, especially when it comes to figures and kits like that. You have to kind of be leery because it depends on the seller. And what they did is they tried to crunch this into a bag instead of actually putting it in a box. And so all of this got messed up. But luckily the insides were okay. So probably for the next video, I will be doing a review on Fire J-decker. I don't really care about Duke all that much. It's okay. It's cool to have, but really I just did it for the Fire J-decker parts. So I'll probably be doing the next review on that guy. But out of 10 stars, I would say I would give J-decker 9. He does everything that you need him to do. He's not super expensive. He's on par with about a Bandai Master Grade, and he's definitely not Master Grade, but the design doesn't necessarily need him to be a Master Grade. The articulation is good. So I don't really have that many issues with this guy. So that's what I've got for today. Next time we will be taking a look at the parts for Fire J-decker. I may end up getting Deckered as well. So I can get the max cannon. I don't really care about the max cannon that much, but that is something that I may get here in the future. And if I do, I definitely will do a video on it. But thank you guys for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one.